Welcome back to The Explainer. You know, it feels like you can't go a single day without hearing about AI. It's everywhere. But with all that hype, it's easy to get lost. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to give you a real, solid foundation for what artificial intelligence actually is, where it came from, and what it means for all of us. Okay, let's get into it. You know, everything we're seeing today really started with this one simple question. Can machines think? It was asked way, way back in 1950 by the legendary Alan Turing, basically the father of computer science. That one question, that single thought experiment, lit the fuse on a 70-year journey that brought us right here, to this moment. It's the philosophical seed that the entire forest of AI grew from. So, to make any sense of the AI revolution that's happening right now, we have to start with the basics. We need a clear, common definition to build on. So let's establish our ground floor. Okay, at its heart, this is what we're talking about. AI isn't some single magical thing. It's a really broad field of technology. And the whole goal is to let machines do things that normally require human intelligence. You know, things like learning, problem solving, even being creative. It's the big umbrella that covers this whole world of smart technology. Now, that big umbrella definition is great, but let's be real. The reason we're all talking about AI right now, the reason it's exploding, is because of one very specific branch that's taken off like a rocket, and that is generative AI. To really get what's going on, we need to see how it fits into the bigger picture.
Probably the best way to picture this is like a family tree, or maybe a set of Russian nesting dolls. You have the big concept, AI, on the outside, and then as you go deeper, you find more and more specialized technologies inside. Understanding this structure is absolutely key to getting how we got to where we are today.
So the first big branch on that family tree is machine learning, or ML. This was a huge shift. Instead of a programmer writing out endless lines of code with specific rules for every possibility, we started doing something different. We just feed the computer a ton of data and let it figure out the patterns for itself. It learns. This is the engine behind things like neural networks, which are designed to mimic the brain to find those complex patterns. Okay, now we go one level deeper to the next generation. We get to deep learning. And this is basically machine learning on steroids. It uses these incredibly complex neural networks with not just a few layers, but maybe thousands of them. It's an attempt to better simulate the sheer processing power of the human brain. And this is where the real power surge begins. And when we say deep, we literally mean the depth of those layers. Look at the difference here. Classic machine learning might have a couple of hidden layers, and it usually needs a person to prep the data first to tell it what features are important. Deep learning, with its hundreds of layers, it can dive into a massive, messy pile of unstructured data, like, say, every image on the internet, and figure out what matters all on its own. It learns at a scale we just can't even comprehend. And all that power from deep learning, its incredible ability to understand patterns in text, in images, and sound on a global scale, that has unlocked something brand new, a capability we haven't really seen before, the power of creation. And this right here, this is the game changer. Generative AI doesn't just analyze or categorize things it's seen before. It creates. It uses that deep learning foundation to generate something totally new. An essay, a photo, a song, something that looks and feels like the data it was trained on, but is completely original. You give it a prompt, and it makes something that didn't exist a second ago. So how does the magic happen? Well, it's not really magic. It's more like a three-step recipe. First, you have training. A massive foundation model is built by feeding it just unbelievable amounts of data. We're talking terabytes. Then comes tuning, where that general model is fine-tuned for a specific job, often using feedback from real humans. And finally, generation. The model starts creating content, and it's constantly being evaluated and tuned even further to get more and more accurate. Okay, so we've been pretty deep in the weeds of theory. Let's pull back up for a second. How does all this tech actually show up in the real world? How is it helping us right now in our daily lives? Well, the benefits are pretty huge. For starters, it automates all that boring, repetitive work, which frees us up to be more creative. It sifts through mountains of data to give us insights much faster, helping us make better decisions. It can reduce human error in really critical jobs. It's available 24/7 for things like customer service, and it can even do dangerous physical tasks to keep people safe. And the thing is, you are already using it, constantly, probably without even realizing it. That little chatbot that helps you with an online order, that's AI. That fraud alert you get from your bank, AI. The ridiculously specific product recommendations you see when you're shopping online, yup, that's AI too. It's already woven into the very fabric of our digital lives.
Now, this is a super important point to clear up because it causes a lot of confusion. All the AI we have today, every single example, is what experts call weak or narrow AI. It can be incredibly powerful, but it's built for one specific task. Your Roomba can't write you an email. The strong AI, or general AI, the self-aware, conscious, human-level intelligence you see in the movies, that stuff is still completely theoretical. It does not exist yet.
And that brings us to our last and maybe most important piece of this whole puzzle. As this technology gets more and more powerful, the conversation has to shift. It's not just about what we can do, but what we should do. This is the massive challenge of what we call responsible AI. To build systems that we can actually trust, the entire industry is trying to focus on these core principles. Things like explainability. Can the AI tell us why it made a certain decision? Fairness. Is it treating everyone equally? And of course, security, accountability, and privacy. The whole idea is that you can't have trust without transparency. It's that simple. And really, that's what this all boils down to. The technical challenge of building smarter and smarter AI is incredible, for sure. But that's only half the battle. The real human challenge, the one we all have a stake in, is building a future we can actually trust with this powerful technology. A future that's safe and fair and aligns with our deepest values. What that future looks like, well, that's the question we all get to help answer.